Hello everyone, today we have a new unboxing and review, and this time it's the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. This is a new release by Nintendo. It came out in November of 2020 to celebrate the 35th birthday of its iconic Super Mario franchise. It is also a tribute to Gunpei Yokoi, the man behind the original Game & Watch series, but his influence does not stop there. The D-pad that you're going to see on the device is also an invention of Gunpei Yokoi, and the color theme that it was used is a tribute to the old NES or Famicom controllers, which again he helped design. The device includes Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, a ball game and a clock, and on the inside of the package you will find the USB-C charger, a couple of manuals, mostly safety instructions there, and the actual console itself. Here we can have a look at the safety instructions. It's in multiple languages. I'm not going to go through them. Let's put those aside and focus on the actual handheld that came in the box. I love this design and especially these colors. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a direct tribute to the NES controller. The D-pad, the B and A buttons, and the select and home buttons are all following the design of that iconic controller. On the side of the device you will see the on-off button and the USB-C port, and here on the back there are some extra information. It looks and feels really well made, as you would expect from a Nintendo product, and follows the design of the typical Game & Watch template. The buttons and the D-pad feel great to the hand, and it switches on instantly just when you press the button. The first thing that you're going to see is the available clock that you can adjust, and you can more or less play with. There are a lot of Easter eggs on this device that we are going to have a look at the end of the video. By pressing the time button you can switch the ground texture in this template, and by pressing pause you can adjust the volume, the brightness and the time itself. You can switch from AM to PM, and there will be a different template in the clock, a dark mode for the night and a more bright one for the morning. Before we move on to the actual games, there is a little trick that you can do in the main screen. If you keep button A pressed for a couple of seconds, it will take you to another screen where it would play a nice little song. That was a nice little song. It has it in multiple languages, and now we can move on to the actual games. We will start with the older one, which is the ball game, and it's based on the first model of Game & Watch that was ever released. It's a very simple game, just Mario trying to catch those balls that are falling. It increases speed, and it's something that can get you hooked actually. So the other games that are available is the iconic Super Mario Bros. Now we can talk for hours about this game. It's iconic for the whole gaming industry and made Nintendo what it is today. As you can also hear, the speakers are quite loud, the volume is very nice, and the quality of the sound also. You can easily switch between games by pressing the game button. We are going to select Super Mario Bros. 2. This is known in the West as the Lost Levels, as it is the original Super Mario Bros. 2. And what is important to notice is that if you go back to your other game, the progress will not be lost unless you decide to reset your game by pressing here. Now both games look great, but it's also important to have a look at some of those tricks or Easter eggs that are included in Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. There are Easter eggs both on the games and the clock, and we will start with the latter one. So when the time changes to 1:30, Mario will use the warp pipe to go to the underwater level and pick some coins. There are a lot of Easter eggs in the clock related to different time. For instance, in 1:30 in the night, Mario will again use the warp pipe, but this time he will enter a secret room to pick up some coins and then leave again for the surface. Another nice nighttime Easter egg happens at 9:13, and this time Mario will use a warp pipe to go to a boss fight. He will run over to the boss, he will lose one life on his first try, but then he will be victorious. Other than the clock-related Easter eggs, you can also have some tips and tricks for the games. For instance, you can keep pressing A on the Super Mario Bros. Main screen to enable infinite lives and make your life a bit more easier. Finally, you can also keep pressing A in the ball game main screen to switch your character from Mario to Luigi. This concludes our review of the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. Edition. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe and thumb up.